Today we'll be going over the Red Epic Dragon digital cinema camera and how to set it up. So first off, we're going to start with attaching a tripod plate. This plate is the Sachtler S20's tripod plate, and we'll be attaching it right here on the front. With the multi-tool that comes in the Red kit, there's a flat edge that you can use to tighten any screws that are needed. We're going to flip the camera over, and then we'll be moving on to attaching the battery. So the battery will attach to this V-mount clip here. And then when you attach it like this, you might notice that this comes off really easily. So we'll want to turn it back over. On the bottom here, there is a small screw here that has a red dot. It will be on the unlock, and then you can move it to the locked position with one of the screws on the multi-tool. So once that is locked, this battery mount won't budge at all. And looking on the other side, you'll see a red button here and in the mount. So we're gonna just take a V-mount battery here. This one is by Switchtronics. It is a Hyper 150 core battery. And then we'll just slide this right onto here. And once this comes back out, we'll do that again. So as you're putting it in, you see the red knob go inwards, and then as you push it all the way down, it'll come right back out. So at this moment, the camera will be a little off balance, so gently just rest it. We'll grab our camera's monitor. And this monitor can really be attached anywhere you like on the camera, as there's all these attachment holes all over. I will be attaching it just on the front here. So first I'll just line it up with my fingers, and then I will proceed to tighten it with the multi-tool. Once that is tight, you're ready to now attach the cord. So the cord can either go into this front socket or into this socket on the back here. Or attaching it to the front. So on it, there's a red dot here, and then there will be a little red line on the socket itself here. Align those, and then that's how you get that to insert. And then that will be the same for the one on the front and on the one on the back. So of course it's still a little lopsided, we don't have a lens. This is where we can take a look at our lens mount. This is an EF lens mount, and we also have PL lens mounts. So the difference here is the size of the lens. So this is a PL lens. It is a lot bigger than what you might see on a EF lens. So we'll be attaching this EF first. First you want to loosen this back part here. Then there will be a button here. Hold that, twist this, and this can come off. Then with your lens, take the back part off. There'll be a red dot on the top, a red dot here. Align that. tighten it till you hear a click, and then tighten this black part on the back. Now your camera will be stable and balanced. And then the process might look a little different for attaching a lens, but it's the same concept for the PO. So we'll be twisting this big silver part. This black part comes off. Keep in mind that there's a little notch here in this corner. And then on the PO lens itself, you see notches on several places, but you really just need to pay attention to the one here, and then as well as this black part here. This black part will align with this on the top. So you align that inwards and then you tighten it. And that is how you attach the PO lens mount and the EF lens mount. So we'll be moving this to the side here for the last thing is the cards. So our Red Dragon kits have 3 cards in them. 2 will be a 512 gigabyte mini mag, and then there's another, I believe it's a 1246. So this will attach in the slot back here. Notice it's sloped on these sides. So the sloped sides will go on the outside, the flat side will go on the inside. This will just slide right in. You're ready to turn on the camera. To turn on the red camera, you have to go to this red button here. You might see a red glowing dot. That should be a sign that the battery's working. So then you just hold on till you hear the camera roar. Give it a few seconds and you hear it calm back down. And then after that you see the monitor come back on. And then of course don't forget to take off the lens cap. And then so to record, you just press this button again. You hear a click. Stop recording, also press, you hear another click. And then to turn the camera off, you can just hold it for a moment until you hear it power down. All right, so working the monitor of the Red Epic Dragon camera, you can see a lot of options here. So first off on the top, we see our frames a second, we see our ISO, we see our temperature, we see our resolution, and then we see our menu over here. So the frames a second can be changed to your liking depending on your resolution. So right now it's at 4K and we have a range of 2398 frames a second up to 1988 frames a second. But if you go down to, let's say, 2K, you might notice that you're able to shoot up to 239.76 frames a second. But then if you go up to 6K frames or 6K resolution, give it a second to load, you see that your options are a lot more limited. You're only able to go up to 59.94 frames a second. Your ISO is the light that gets let in. So of course a really high ISO, it's very bright. Very low ISO is pretty dark. Your temperature is how warm or cool it is. So a very low temperature, like 1700, is very cool, so it's blue tones. If you move this all the way up to 10,000, it's very warm and very red. So neutral is about 5,000. So along the bottom here we have different things. We have audio input here if you attach audio. We have your battery here. Here we have how much space is left on your SSD. So right here you see 72%. Over here you see the color input. So if we say change this on the lens, you can see the slider moving around. When you press this, you get different options, such as you can see the RAW format. The RAW on the Red camera will look very gray. That is so you can, in post-production, you can change that color pretty much how you like. We have magnify. The magnify option lets you zoom way in. This doesn't record in magnification, but it lets you really focus in on what you will like. And if you hold down, I believe, or it's just this option, we can see different video effects. So we get exposure here, we get our focus, we get our edges, and we can see our geoscope. So these are all just additional things to help you change your footage and affect it how you like before actually taking the shot. So here we have our menu, and here we see our settings, media, playback, power options, focus options, exposure assist, presets, and all that. In the settings, we can change our display, our audio, or how we're recording, how things look. The media is how you can check out your SSD, so that you can play back here, or you can just go to the playback option here. So if we go back here, and then if you're in playback, you can hit the record here to go back to record mode. And each of these options have different things that you can change just to customize your experience however you need to and however you like. And that is how to set up the basics of the Red Epic Dragon camera.